Well, greetings and salutations, fans of Dota 2. It is I, Badger, once again back casting some more League of Lads Season 7 action. We are here tonight for a 2-game brawl between the Apes Imps and the 5 average dudes. Right now, both teams need to win this series, though, for different reasons. Apes Imps are still going for first place in the group. 5 dudes need these wins to keep pace for playoffs. I am joined by the one and only Artorius. I'm not sure where he is, but he will be with us very shortly. He is, I believe, getting some water. But if we're looking over at some team records, we got Apes Imps are 5 and 3. They're doing pretty well right now. Versus 5 average dudes, they are 2 and 4. So they have some wins to achieve. This is, though, not my first time casting the Radiant side here. This is, I think, my 3rd or 4th time casting them now. Flip side, 5 dudes, cast a lot of them last season, have not had a chance to cast them this season, but it is always a good time to cast the Beast of US East on Mars, so I am real excited for that one. Artorius, if you're here, please say something. He is not here, but he will be here soon. On our screen, meanwhile, though, we do have Mars, Dragon Knight, Ancient Apparition, and Lion being picked, all heroes that are relatively top of the meta. Some more than others, but all seeing a very significant amount of playing time so far this batch. Not sure if noticing the Lion played 4 or 5 just yet, but we'll see that out later in the draft, of course. Looking over at the bans, we got Sand King, Doombringer, Phoenix by the Radiant, Tiny Puck, Faceless Void, Spectre by the Dire, and Radiant parlayed that one into a Clockwork ban. Should be a very exciting matchup, though. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this Radiant offlane Dire safe lane goes. That's probably the most important lane of the game, given that I want to say it's the highest average MR lane. Now it's going to have the Quran fun lane for the Radiants, and then the PMA Notorious lane for the Dire. PMA generally is a big part of the win condition for 5 dudes. On the flip side, Apesimps have done very well with the fun and Quran lane really ruining a lot of hard carries' day, so I'll have to see if PMA can weather the storm, or whether or not the Apes Imps will do a good time there. Not sure quite where Artorius is just yet, but I'm sure he will join us soon. Surprised he's taken so long to go and so long to grab some water. Maybe he But yeah, we are waiting right now on the 5th pick of the draft, that 15 pick for the side of the Radiant. Probably will be some kind of support pick. Something that ideally can lane well with the Dragon Knights. Not sure what that'll be quite yet. A lot of the heroes that, Alright, it will be the Lina, which is nice and flexible. Can be stuck middle, can be played 4. I want to say Breezy R can play a pretty good Lina. On the flip side, I'm sure Fun, a former professional Dota player, can play Lina 4 at an adequate level as well, so should work out quite well there for Radiant. Dire, meanwhile, it's a very important 2 picks right here. Probably going to need to grab their entire safe lane duo. And that will be part number 1, that will be the Warlock right then and there to stick into the safe lane, protect whatever carry PMA will be playing, which will probably end up being their 18 pick. I hear Artorius. Are you back with us? I heard chair sounds, motherfucker. Artorius, are you with us tonight?
Maybe.
Welcome to the cast. You are slightly tardy. You are slightly tardy, sir, but it's gonna be okay.
Oh, I was getting something to drink.
I know you were. It's quite a amount of time to pour some water into a cup and or bottle, sir.
I drink water. I'm not that healthy.
Pepsi, whatever. That should take not importance. Greetings and salutations, Artorius. Welcome to the cast. How are you tonight?
All right, I guess.
Very useful.
Yes.
It's the good old yin and yang, and I am like getting that, like shaking in my boots, like, yeah, I get to cast some Dota, and you're like, yeah. Badger asked me to be here. I'm here right now. This is fantastic.
Canadian games on. I could have been watching that.
You sure want to watch the Canadians get ass blasted by the Knights again?
They're better than the Leafs. That's all that matters. Fuck the Leafs.
That is all that matters. We do have a Juggernaut pick, though, by the Radiants, and the Die respond with a Terrorblade pick for PMA. You've not been here so far. What's your thoughts overall on these two drafts? We're seeing what we're assuming to be 8 different sideliners. What are your thoughts on the matchups here?
I guess I like the lane combos coming out from both teams. I'm assuming it will be a DK offlane. Obviously, can flex to be mid, but DK plus Lina. You have that stun and follow up, as well as burst damage. You have the AA to counter out most carries. Obviously, none of them could be buying Satanic into that. And then on the flip side, you have Mars Lion, again with the stun and follow up. Probably open with the Lion stun into a spear, but same premise with the burst damage. And then you have a little bit different of a 5. You go for team fight and sustain. Again, a little bit hard into AA to pull that off. The shard isn't as valuable then. And then Terrorblade, obviously a bit of a counter to Jug, but Jug's a bit of a counter to Mars. We'll see how that goes.
This should be a relatively interesting matchup. A good sense of where both these teams are. I think if Apesimps win this series 2-0, we could say straight up confidently they're one of the best teams in Lads. On the flip side, for 5 dudes, they need these wins. If they're not, then they're clinging onto playoff hopes barely. And they would put in their playoff hopes on an Invoker here.
I can't wait for this Midas Aghanim's Exhort Invoker build.
Dear God.
No, I played a pub with PMA and Neff, and I think PMA was playing Morphling, and he wanted some space to farm, and we couldn't fight on anyone because we had Midas Exhort Invoker mid. Like, that's what Neff went. And PMA's getting all triggered all game because there's like some rank 500 on Lion following him around and just draining his mana. And we ended up coming back and winning it, and PMA was still not happy even though we won. He's just pissed all game.
And that's just playing carry for you right there, where it's you play carry and they ruin your game all game and you just never have fun. Radiant, though, they do finish their draft off with that middle lane Invoker. They do not flex the DK mid, they do not flex the Lina mid, they put those two as their offlane duo. Overall, looking at these 2 drafts, what do you see here and who do you like more?
I do like this Ember pickup. You'll have to be a little bit careful of line. But I think it should be relatively good for the game. I think this game is reliant on lanes because I think each team needs an advantage to win. Like, nobody clearly stands out if they're even. I guess I'll have to go with 5 average dudes draft. I think they can exert a lot of pressure with this Mars Lion Invoker combo.
Alright then, good to see. I am excited. I don't know if you're excited, but we are. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 1 of a 2-game matchup between the 5 average dudes in the Dire and Apesimps on the Radiance. I am Badger. I am joined, as I often am, by the one and only Artorius, and hopefully we're in for some good old defense of the Ancient Stew.
I really like where Dota 2 has put my camera. I'm not going to lose it all again.
Over here in the Radiant safe lane by the tier 2?
Yeah.
I'll just cast over here the entire time. We're just going to cast in this bottom area. I mean, we could maybe catch like a courier snipe, maybe a creep block at minute 0. There's a lot of action right here, you know? I'm sure they'll eventually team fight down here, right? Right? Maybe.
Most teams just give up their tier 2 towers bottom and just trade, so
hopefully the players understand that we're just going to leave our cameras here the entire time. They need to fight within the sort of rectangular area we're highlighting. Luckily, though, we are back to Dota 2. It's a good time to... oh, wait, never mind. We're not G. Looks like Radiant RG and Dire RG, but we're not seeing an F9 quite yet, but I'm sure eventually we'll get one. Looking at items, anything interesting here? We got a Bastion Warlock, but that seems pretty normal. And that's about it. It's a Bastion fun as well, but also relatively normal.
Damn. Can't type to you in Allies chat.
I think they removed that a while back, yeah. I think you used to be able to do that, but I'm not a real expert on things you can do chatting in the lobby, as I tended not to chat in lobbies. I tend still not to chat in lobbies. We are seeing a 3-man rotation bottom, though. They're seeing DOS, but DOS is a jug that is a somewhat hard kill to get, and they're even picking it out and saying, wait a minute, they've got a ward here, let's get this shit de-warded, not ruin my game, please, on jug. On the flip side means Radiant are invading the Dire jungle quite easily here, heading over there with Fun and Karan towards, well, PMA is also sitting under the tower.
I put it in Twitch chat instead.
Thank you, very, very useful, thank you. Big fan of your 7K insights, you know. We're going to see 2 runes, though, for both teams. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Radiant grabbing the left side ones, Dire grabbing the right side ones.
This is not the famous 25 Fortnite player. It is the famous best of 3 winner against BSJ.
Listen, I can do 2 things. I can do 2 things. We are, though, into the laning phase. Luckily, it's good old time there. Good old time for some Dota 2. Looking at the mid blocks, looks like Peripheral. Mr. Neff over here is getting the better blocks. Still not sure what we're going to call Invoker tonight. If we call him Neff on accident, that is because his name is Neff, but his name is also Peripheral, but there's also like 7 Neffs in NA, so it's not a very useful name. Bottom lane, though, Urspec is there on Skater, but it's a little bit of trading going on for the time being. Where's, okay, I was gonna say, where's Notorious right now? I'm just watching these 2 heroes top lane beat the crap out of the Terrorblade. Notorious is there, but this is a rough time for PMA already. He's taking a lot of damage here.
Notorious just sitting there like, you will cut this tree or I will not heal you.
I want this tree dead. If you do not cut it, you will die on Terrorblade. And well, the tree is cut now, so Notorious is clearly the winner of that engagement. Wave is under tower top, but PMA should be able to get a lot of these. Let's see somehow dies under tower, but he'll end up being fine. Karan and Fun will both stun him, but he'll still be half HP, and he will be healed by Notorious, so that man will be A-okay. Bottom lane, meanwhile, CB going for a courier snipe, it appears, but no, that's his own courier. So there will be no courier snipe. Bottom lane.
I don't think they're having too much fun in this top lane on the Dire.
They're not.
Is now 3-1 on Terrorblade, 4-1. Just 1-1 a few seconds ago.
Yeah, that's not fun. I mean, he even skilled Reflection, too, which is one of those things where you know a lane is not going that well on TB. Or she skills Reflection rather than skilling a point into the mirror image.
So this game, we will indeed see a Quas Wex Invoker and not a Midas Exort Invoker, unfortunately.
It's been interesting seeing the meta sort of shift where we've seen more of these Exort Midas Invokers, but there still is a contingent of these Quas Wex Invoker players, so it's now seems to be game basis and personal preference basis more than just, hey, build this one thing every game, which is fun to see, of course. Ooh, good tornado dodge middle by Breezy there. I only saw it in the minimap, but it was pretty good there to do that by him. We have not touched on middle lane, nor generally do we, but currently Peripheral is slightly ahead of Breezy R, which is pretty fun there for the Evoker, but both mids I'm sure are fine with just farming. Side lanes, it's just good old trading of ability still. Both carries not particularly happy right now. DOS sitting at 10-0, PMA sitting at 9-1, so neither that happy, though the Beast is 17-6 and Karan is only 8-4. Speaking of Dota nicknames, you know it's a great Dota nickname? The Beast of US East. That is a fantastic Dota nickname. Do you agree with me on that one?
Yeah.
Speaking of the beast, he has a spear bottom there onto DOS. DOS has spin though, will use it in one, but he wants to die. Healing ward is there, but the first blood is drawn by CB. So 5 dudes off to a good start there in this bottom lane with first blood being drawn.
I like this build coming out from Skater here. Realizes that there's no way that he's ever really going to land a cold feet. There's no stun or slow other than chilling touch to keep people there. So he actually skills Ice Vortex. So Ice Vortex is obviously a slow, but it also decreases magic resistance. It says it increases magic damage, but it actually decreases magic resistance. So spin will do more damage.
Should be fun for Radiant if they can get a kill attempt, though it may be difficult this game. Keyword is may. We're seeing another 2-man LSA top lane by Fun. They're once again ruining PMA's time, but we're seeing Artorius, as always, just hit him with the Shadow Word and just heal him up.
Yeah, very fun laning into Warlock. You have this extremely aggressive offlane in Lina DK, and they're just sitting there kicking the crap out of TP, and he just doesn't care.
Oh.
He's just a W.
Oh. Already died bottom, actually.
I'm assuming it was a spin Ice Vortex by the looks of it.
I just didn't see that.
Ice Vortex on the ground.
Either way, though, fantastic kill there for the side of Apesimps, getting a equalized kill differential in the bottom lane. Now 1-to-1 kills in there, so he seems to be okay. This is a good choice by Skater.
Yeah, CB doing a good job though. Keeps the creeps out of the tower, so Beast of VOCs actually misses 0 creeps there.
I'm actually a little surprised that Dire did not block this top hard camp, but we're now seeing PMA farmer, so a good time here on that. Now we're seeing an LSA there from Fun. It grabs the hard creep, so I guess it's still a very sad time for PMA. We're seeing Breezy R as well, killing both these small camps. He was at the other small camp about a minute and a half ago. Now he's at this small camp on his own side. He's really hitting these neutrals, trying to stay even in that lane as much as possible. Seeing another spin bottom lane as well. Vortex is there, but the Beast should be completely fine. Still has half HP on that Mars. You surprised at all that the DK is CSing as poorly as he is, or is it expected in this lane?
I feel like he should be CSing a little bit better. I guess TB does have high base damage. Like, the man has 102 damage right now at level 4. Oh, I guess that's Metamorphosis, that's why. 30 bonus damage. But I guess he probably has less CS because he was trying to beat up the TB as much as possible. And he kind of hindered his own farm in order to hinder the TB's farm.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are not very happy, but if both of them are unhappy, that's good for the DK, though obviously at this point, Terrorblade is now farming. Bottom lane, Mars Arena is used, but Spin was there in time, so there's no kill on DOS. Meanwhile, top lane, they are running at Artorius. Fun is in the way, Dragon Tail is there, Dragon Slave is there. Is there an LSA? Hell yes, there is. It hits. Shadow Word was used, but Artorius should die here, tries to TP, but ends up dying before the TP is finished. So now top lane is a barren wasteland for the Dire, they have nobody to TP in to defend the lane anymore.
Yeah, although there is a cart wave, but luckily for them, DK is not quite level 6.
Still never fun though to have your tower be hit like that, as it will be. Meanwhile, Spear bottom lane there on DOS. God's Rebuke is up. They're looking for a kill on DOS. DOS has spin, DOS has stick, but DOS will go down. Puts the healing ward in the ground. Now Beast of East is tanking that tower, but he will survive. Now they're looking for Skater. Skater even pops a smoke, I believe. He sticks, he fairy fires, he's trying to fight. Beast has Spear. Salves there from Skater. Spear is not used. God Rebuke is used. Skater is low. CB cannot get the hits off. Spear is missed. Now Chilling Touch is there on CB. CB goes down. Beast of East is looking for Skater. Will get him, but despite the 2-for-1 going there for 5 dudes, bit of a sloppy kill there on Skater at the very end.
Yeah. They also had their siege creep still alive, so while Dio takes top tower with your box and X, Radiant Tower does take quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, the one bottom lane also is quite low, so you may see a rotation down there. Possibly at minute 10 with the minute 10 siegers to kill that one. Mid lane, the mid laners are in a bit of a scuffle, but neither will die, I'm assuming, unless there's some kind of weird-ass tower dive here. Yeah, Breezy R does not go for it.
No, TB's too fast.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of effort into just going into this jungle. Now that tier 1 is just dead, it's just, hey, we're going to invade this jungle, try to ruin PMA's life. He is currently 43 and 7, but still just at level 6. So he's clearly not farming that well right now.
Yeah, but GB is one of those heroes that can catch up really quickly. Dragon Knight is not. He is 200 gold towards his Blink Dagger. So he's trying to play very active and take farm away from the Dire on the map. But if that doesn't work, then he could have a problem.
Now they're going for an active play there. LSA is used onto peripheral. Breezy R is diving. Tornado is there only on fun. Now in comes PMA. In comes CB. Stun is there onto. Down goes Invoker. In comes Mars Green. There onto. Karan and Breezy R both in danger. Breezy R goes down. Karan is low. Ice Blast is there only it's on Mars, and Mars is still alive. It's a 2-for-1 trade, and they want to get a third. They're running at fun. Earthspike is there, and they should kill this Lina. And they will kill the Lina there with the last right click there from CB on that line. It is a 3-for-1 exchange, and they might even look for a fourth in Skater. Spear is there. God's Rebuke is up. They are hitting with the Reflection. They're hitting with the Terror Blade in meta, and down goes Skater. 4-for-1 trade in favor of the side of 5 average dudes.
This is the problem, is when it goes wrong. Now your DK isn't getting closer to his Blink Dagger. They do get a very key kill on Invoker, so he doesn't get any earn charges during that engagement. However, you end up losing 4 heroes, and TB gets a lot of farm off of kills, not even off of creeps.
It's one of those things right now where all 3 Dire cores are 1, 2, 3 in net worth. Radiant, though, are going for aggression. They're diving onto peripheral with 3, but Dragon Tail is there, but Ember's no longer there. Ice Blast coming from long range. LSA is used. Dragon Slave is used. Invoker is low, but not dead quite yet. Dust is there. Peripheral will go down. And Dire appear to not get kills yet. Spear, though, is there on Fun. Fun now is in danger. Fun will go down to Beast of the US East. Now Mars goes in looking for CB. Hex is there. Breathe Fire is there. Earthspike is there onto the Ember as well. Now Dragon Tail onto CB. He's dead. Beast of the US East now is in severe danger. Might go down into Breezy R. Remnants. Missed. Spear, though, was hit. Breezy R taking a lot of damage. He'll actually survive for now, but will eventually tick out to, I believe, the tower hits. And now Karan should be able to walk away, but this is unbelievable.
I can't tell who this is favoring anymore.
Jug and Terrorblade.
True. I think if Invoker survives one of these engagements, it will be really bad for the Radiant. Because all he needs is just 1 kill. He needs that Spirit Vessel charges. He just hasn't been able to get them because he's the one who always gets gone on first.
And right now, Invoker has died in the last 2 engagements that have gone on. So if he does survive, as you mentioned, it will be absolutely huge. He is working towards that Vessel right now. He is quite close. He's not there quite yet.
Looks like they want to go for a smoke play. Probably use this finger. Get a few earn charges here.
Yeah, they have a smoke on CB and a smoke on Artorius, so it could definitely be in the near future. Karan, though, is the one in the bottom lane. Not the easiest kill in the world, even though he's a relatively underfarmed DK. He is a DK, nonetheless.
Looks like they're actually just going to straight up go and try and take this tower. Yame no longer wanting to play top, as the jungle is no longer safe.
Yeah, they're at the point now where Dire are being kind of choked out map-wise. They don't want to be in their jungle, and there's only so much tri-camp in the game. So you might as well make space in the bottom lane, take that tower, start going into the Radiant side jungle, rather than play with no map control at all. Speaking of tower push, though, Radiant will mirror the movements somewhat by doing it in the middle lane as well. Dire, though, appeared to be smoking, I think, on 2. Radiant, they did not see it. Tower is low. In comes Mars. Rina only there onto the Ember, but Ember is under cutting off. Her finger is there. Down goes Breezy R. And now, Radiants are on the run. Tornado comes in, will miss. Now looking for Karan. Cold Snap is there. EMP is there. The golem from Artorius is hitting. But DK should be able to run away unless the Beast can find him. Spear is there. Onto Fun. Fun is low. Sunstrike from long range. Hits on Fun, but it's a level 1 Sunstrike. Never mind. Nowhere near enough damage. For a second.
That looks so epic. And then it just does 2 damage.
I was like, yeah, they got the kill. It's a fantastic Sunstrike. Wait, it's 1 point in Exarts.
Damn, imagine if he went Midas X.
Now middle lane, Breeziar has returned, Spears there on Karan, but in comes Das. Omni Slash is there onto Notorious. Notorious on Warlock goes down. Now they move to the Beast. The Beast goes down to the Ice Blast. And now, Radiant might even look for more. They've got 2, but they do not see anybody but the Invoker, who is far away, so it's going to be 2 counter kills in the very end, though Dire did deny their mid T1 tower there on, I believe, Notorious.
Beast of USC's is having a very good game. That was I don't think Breezy was expecting that at all. Just a 12-minute blink dagger. You just get blink ulted by Mars pushing the mid tower at 12 minutes. That's just I don't blame him for not expecting that one.
So when you have a name like the Beast of US East, you must be a beast, or your name is false. And right now, the name is true. Seeing Dire, though, they are doing some teamwork. They're 3-man killing the Ancient Stack Camp, which is both a good thing, but also a very bad sign that your DB is still not large enough to kill the Tri Camp.
I mean, it's 14 minutes and a triple stack of Ancients. He kind of needs the healing.
That is true, actually. You see a lot of support players like, hey, I know the stack, but they don't ask themselves, hey, can we actually clear the stack? And Terrorblade at minute 14 with the Dragon Lance and Shreds cannot kill Ancients without using meta.
You know what? If you're complaining that I'm stacking camps, I'll never stack a camp for you ever again. You can't take it, that's your problem, not mine.
I just don't want to die clearing camps. My tri-camp is sacred to me, sir. Mid lane, Spear was attempted by the Beast, but it was missed on Breeziar off by a bit, and Ember will simply walk away from the intruders in his lane. Radiant are up by 1k. What do they do? Oh wait, never mind. Nothing's happening. What do you do to convert this 1k gold lead into a more significant advantage than, say, a few T1 towers and 1k gold lead?
I think you either need to pressure top, because that's the way that the Dire can stop you from roshing, as obviously that Shrine's always going to be up until you take a tier 2 tower, and the one tower they don't want to defend is that top tier 1 tower. The other play you can do is smoke into the triangle, try and get a pick and take the bottom tier 1, but the bottom tier 1 doesn't really matter on Dire.
Speaking of smoking at the tri-camp, it's a 4-man smoke from the side of the 5 dudes. Radiant did not see it, I believe, but they are still pinging out the area, so they appear to know what is up. Dire, though, actually has smoke from Radiant as well. They will run through each other, another Beast. Will dodge the LSA. Now, in comes a Chaotic Offering, there on 3, it's fantastic. Skater goes down, Fun goes down, CB is low, Fingers there on Ember. Ember actually ended up dodging it from, I believe, Tornado. Now CB is dead. Ember tries to escape, in comes DOS, looking to fight. Down goes the Beast, and Karan is fighting, looking for PMA, looking for Notorious. Omni Slash was used, but was wasted. Notorious TPs away successfully, and now we're seeing a Sunder there onto Karan. Meanwhile, we're seeing Ember, an Invoker, and a bit of a brawl. Ember is low, but it's fine. Back to PMA. He is trying to run. DK has Blink. Reflection is used. Now in comes Invoker, looking to go into DK. Vessel is there. Alacrity is used. They're looking for Karan. Dragon Tail is there, but Karan is low. Tornado from long range. Okay, medium range. It hits and it kills Karan. Good fight there for 5 dudes. Looked a little rough at first, but they got a bit lucky on those Omni Slash bounces in the fight. Ended up pretty good in the very end.
I think Beast of USC's was standing in the trees for like a solid 30 seconds just hoping nobody would see him, but the Ember knew where he was, but I think the Ember was the only one who knew where he was, because he kept Sleight of Fisting him, so he couldn't blink out.
He eventually ticked down. Took a long time, but... Actually, that was a pretty important fight from Breeziar. Not only did he kill the Mars there, but he barely escaped the Invoker at the part of the fight that I wasn't watching. And Radiance looks like they're ready to go again. They are grouped as 4. They do not have a smoke, though, so even though they're grouped to smoke, a smoke they do not have.
I think that was just more of a group to clear any wards out.
There were no wards. There were some sentries. I guess they'll get the one onto the Dire side tri-camp, though. They're heading into the tri-camp aggressively, looking for Dire heroes, but Dire are not there. They do not see the enemy, and understandably, they're playing very defensively with that lack of knowledge. Yeah, everybody on Dire is in the trees, but now in the trees, Artorius is caught by Karan, and comes S-Blast from Skater, and it will secure the kill, but the kill ends up going to Karan. Dire, probably not happy to lose a Warlock, but it is only a Warlock, and not a more significant hero.
Yeah, and they did use Dragon Form to get that kill.
Yeah, it should be down before they can do anything of value with it. They are walking towards the Roshan pit area, but we even deny the force. The force feed even denies the double damage rune. So there definitely is no Roshan. They could head for the tier 2 tower, but with limited duration on Dragon Form, that could be hard.
They're running at the Terrorblade right now.
Karam blinked in, did not Dragon Tail, now use it on Terrorblade, back there into the fight. Ember tried to go in there, did not chains, or at least maybe missed the chains. Now they go in onto the Invoker. Cletifist is there, but there's no kill yet. Back to TB. He's trying to fight, looking for Skater, kill Skater, but the Radiant may collapse. Artorius is slowing, has Chaotic Offering, but he might just end up dying before he can use it. Dragon Tail is there, and he will end up going down. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, and now Radiants are trying to run as he appears. Karan is TPing, Breeziar and Fun are on the run, and the Beast is looking. Spear was there, but it was missed. Arita could be used, but against an Ember, that one is futile. And it appears to be ending as a 1-for-1 engagement, unless Tornado does not hit. Fun, TPs, Breeziar, will walk away.
The real winner of that engagement was Jug. The only one hitting creeps throughout that entire engagement.
Okay, look at the hero. Oh! Middle lane CB dies, but no big surprise there. Blink Dragon Tail was there, Ice Blast was there. But as you're mentioning, DOS is now the leader in net worth, is now ahead of the Terrorblade. He was, I believe, number 6 for a while coming out of the laning phase. He's number 1 in net worth now, so he's certainly a big winner in terms of a large picture of this game right now. I got multiple people complaining about me complaining about stacking ancients. Get me out. That's all I have to say is get me out. You're laughing.
Harder than they're hitting you, and then you farm.
Alright, so the Radiant lead has grown to 3k. Dire are behind, but not by that much. They obviously have some very good team fighting heroes. What do they do to find a good engagement, start getting back in this game at this point?
Well, apparently DOS took the top tower in that fight. I didn't realize that until now. Shows you how much I like my mini-map.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the mini-map, you know?
Yeah, so if I'm the Radiant, I'm definitely going to look to take over the Dire's jungle, take over that outpost, and probably take Roche. I think, does this Ember have a shard?
He does, yeah. I saw it mid lane, I'm like, oh, he's got shard. Fun.
Yeah. I was kind of just sitting there like, wait, why is Terrorblade taking damage? It doesn't have a shard yet, and I was like, oh, that's why.
They looked for DOS, but unless the chaotic, yeah, they could not get the chaotic offering there in time, so there was no kill there on DOS. At that point, you just chuck the chaotic offering out, right?
I just don't think he was in range.
He was not in range, unfortunately.
Yeah, he definitely would drop that.
Radiant, though, they 5-man smoke, they find the Beast, Chains are there, Dragon Tail is there, Ice Blast is there, Mars, certainly no longer there. Laguna Blade secures that kill at the very end. And Radiance, they're going to beeline it into the Roshan pit, they have Dragon Form, they have that Jug with Healing Ward. And Dire appear to know that they cannot defend it. They are starting to run away now.
It's a lot of wards there.
Oh, Chains are there on 2. Dire may be caught once again. Remnant is there from Breeziar. Tornado, though, will delay that kill. They have the CB. CB is in severe danger. Eventually will go down on that Lion. And will die there to that Sleight of Fist on Ember Spirit. And Radiance actually walked away from the Roshan pit fully, but they will head right back in there. Once again, looking to get that Aegis of the Immortal onto somebody, probably onto the DOS. Meanwhile, though, Skater is in danger. Meteor is dropped, but he should not die there. Unless somebody gets somehow. Actually, doesn't even need it. Vessel killed him there. Chaotic Offering was used, was there on 4. It was absolutely fantastic. Now comes Mars Arena. Hits on 3. Ember is low. Ember goes... No, he's still alive, actually. Karan is very low. Fatal Bonds kills both, actually. Breeziar dead. Karan dead. Fun dead. And now Dire are the ones heading through a Roshan pit. There are 4 heroes dead inside the Radiant. DOS cannot contest this. And for the Dire, it was absolutely fantastic.
You know, I was sitting there and I was like, why is Invoker and Lion sitting there? Lion just died for no reason. And then you kind of look back and you mentioned it. Radiant just entirely left the pit. Actually, there's an Omni Slash.
Oh, Breezier bites back. He's back. He kills Artorius. And now Iceblast comes in. Hits onto Sunder, though. Is there? Fingers there. Dengar Breezier. It's a dieback on Ember Spirit. And now DOS is trying to fight with Skater. They are both on the run. The Beast is coming in. Has Rebuke. Has Spear in 7. Cannot hit either just yet. And now the Beast is attacking tower. He might go down to Skater. Never mind, Earthspike is there. Sunstrike is used, not sure where. Now in the pit, PMA is in danger. Is bashed by Roshan. DOS is spinning, kills PMA. Terrorblade is low. Roshan is even lower. Laguna is there. Down goes Invoker. Roshan goes down. Goes to DOS. What is going on in this Dota game?
It's insane.
It's unbelievable.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Neither do I assure you.
Apparently neither team is capable of taking Roshan in like 40 seconds. So both teams just respawn and fight them.
This is just a wild and crazy Dota game. I have nothing else to say. This is unbelievable. Radiant, though, they are, as expected, looking to capitalize on that Aegis going to DOS. They do a bit of damage to that mid T2 tower, but they are now backing away. Dire are once again S5 if they want to be. They do have a smoke there on CB once again. They also have a smoke on Artorius, so they can go for a smoke play. But at this point, if you're Dire, you wait out the Aegis, right?
Yeah, I think you're strong enough to take a fight on your own terms. But they definitely don't want to smoke right now as their lanes are shoved out and there's still a little bit of a cooldown in meta. I guess it is coming up now. But like, TB definitely wants a Scotty. He can't be walking around with 1200 HP anymore. Can only last so long.
He is up to 1600 HP, but 1600 still not good enough right now. He needs a hell of a lot more than that. Middle lane, though, Radiant may look for a jump. DOS, though, now shows, and Dire appear to not want to be here anymore.
They do have a BKB up on Mars. They might still go for a play.
Both teams have vision in the area, though, as well, so both are aware of what's going on, even if they don't know the other team is also aware.
Mm-hmm.
What is Breezier? He's buying a Sanjin Kaya on Ember Spirits. That's interesting.
I guess it's just for all the lockdown and status resistance. Because like physical damage doesn't do much this game into Mars and a Terrorblade.
Yeah, you just don't see the Sanjin Kaya very often on Ember. You normally see either defensive-oriented items or mobility items, damage items. I guess it gives you a little bit of mobility, but not really. It's more just for surviving, just straight up.
I'm surprised he hasn't picked up a BKB yet.
On the Ember?
Yeah, counters 0.
We're seeing a lot of BKBs either currently purchased or being purchased. There's one on Karan on Dragon Knight, there's one on the Beast on Mars. And we're seeing a couple other cores currently working on theirs. I believe Invoker's working on his right now. No, we're still working on an Ags. He's pretty poor right now.
It's actually huge. PMA's courier dies, but he had already bought the energy booster, so he won't have Scotty for 2 more minutes.
That's big. This is a huge point for Radiant. They have Aegis and Dire is lacking like 3k gold worth of stuff right now, so they will try to force a fight with Smoke. They appear to be missing, though. They're heading deeper into the jungle, perhaps looking for a Terrorblade farming. But Terrorblade is under that tier 2 tower. Looking at Radiant Vision, they only see this illusion right now. So they have some idea what's going on, but not enough to find heroes quite yet.
There's a fight right now. DOS is nowhere near it.
He's way off in the top lane right now. Karan has Blink. Might go win. Oh, Reflection is there from PMA. Now in comes Mars with a BKB. Onto DK with a BKB. Steer is there on Fun. Fun goes down. Iceblast comes in. Hits on PMA. PMA is in danger. Has Sunder. May need to use it. Sunder's his own Invoker. And Fun has bought back. Sunstrike is there on DOS. Dot actually goes down to God's Rebuke. Aegis is already wasted. It's absolutely terrible for the Radiance. And now Karan comes in, trying to help his man out. Armor Slash is there. The Beast will go down. Laguna finishes that kill. So it's a 1-for-1 plus Aegis overall. But for the Radiant, they need to get something. They might look for these buildings. They're hitting with the DK. They're hitting with the Jug. The tower will go down. And they might even go for a bottom tier 2 tower as well. Wait a minute, are they going high grounds?
You don't have DK for them. I feel like they have to back up here.
They're going high grounds.
Yeah, I feel like they changed their minds pretty quickly on that one.
Alright, there, they will definitely head to the bot tier 2 as well. But the problem is, no longer there is an Aegis, no longer is there a Dragon form. And Dire actually Rs 5 in 1 second. I believe they're pinging it out right now. They want to defend this.
But they do not have Metamorphosis on their TB.
Oh, the Beast is going in! This man wants to fight. BKB is there. He looks Force Skater. Arena is there. He's focusing the A. Meanwhile, though, Lion's in danger. Lion goes down. A is still alive. Lion buys back. Warlock is now in danger. He's very low, being chased by 2. Ice Blast is there. I believe actually missed. Now in comes Tornado, trying to save his Warlock. But Breeziar will finish that kill. So 2-for-0 so far. Now Invoker is low. PMA is stunned, but he is still somewhat large. Manta is there. Spear is there on Breeziar. Lagoon is there on Invoker. Invoker goes down. It's a disastrous fight for the Dire. And now they're stunned there from Lion on 2, but PMA will go down there on that Terrorblade. Breeziar might look for more. Has a chains there on 1. LSA is there on Lion. CB goes down. It's a disastrous fight. 5-for-0, counting that buyback, dieback Lion.
And Breeziar actually dodged the Finger of Death with Sleight of Fist.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And Radiant certainly will capitalize on that one. They're looking for at least one set of barracks. The tower bottom already dead. They will look for the range racks. They will look for the melee racks. They will claim both. They perhaps may even parlay that into a siege in the middle lane.
I'm surprised they went for that fight. They still don't have BKB on their Terrorblade quite yet, and he didn't have meta. His meta just came off cooldown now.
It looks like they wanted to just go.
It seems like one of those scenarios, like, it's my last tier 2 tower, I need to defend it, but it's like, a tier 2 tower doesn't really offer anything. Especially on the Dire. Like, if you're on the Radiant and that's your tier 2 offlane tower, sure, that's your Roshan teleportation. But, like, what's the Dire tier 2 bottom tower? That doesn't even protect your triangle. It's just there. I feel like you just let that one go.
Yeah, it's also no longer there either. It is currently deceased, but that's kind of a given at this point. Well, Radiant are now in a very significant lead. They have a set and a half of barracks. They're up by 14k. They're actually only up by 4 kills, but, you know, kills mean nothing and throw means everything, so they are in a quite commanding position at the current time. For Dire, is there a play they can make, or simply hoping that Apesimps throw?
I feel like when they have this BKB on the Terrorblades, they can definitely take a fight, no problem. They even have this Ag stun on the Invoker. He actually switched back to an Exort build. But they definitely need the jump. They need Beast of USDs to have the first jump, and he needs to catch the DK before he BKBs. He needs to catch the Ember, or he needs to catch the Jug before he spins. I think it's okay to catch both supports, but the problem is one of them has a Blink Dagger and the other one has an Aeon Disc. So while it's just as hard to catch the cores, catching the supports might be just as difficult. Unless they do it right.
Went in for a play, might end up dying for it, but he actually manages to escape there at the Aeon Disc. He just straight up went into LSA PMA, and then he face tanked a bunch of spells, but then didn't die. And now in come Radiant, looking for the Dire Hexes there on DOS, but now it's just, oh god, CB is destroyed. But in comes Cataclysm, in comes Cataclysm, down goes DOS. They're looking for more. Karan is BKB, Marzarina was there, but was used on pretty much nobody. Now Spear is there, Breeziar. Breeziar dodges it. EMP is there, hits on nobody. Radiant, they stun up PMA, he's down to half HP. Chains are there on Artorius. Artorius goes down. Now Karan is low, PMA is low, Ice Blast is there. PMA is in danger, he goes down, he has no buyback. And for Radiant, they want more. They're looking for this Invoker. They're looking for this Mars. Can they find either? They will find the Mars, but they also find a spear. Breeziar is in danger, but he dodges with that remnant activation. He gets away there from the Meteor Deafening Blast. And they will buy back the Warlock, but for Radiant, it's once again a fight that is won.
Yeah, it looked like a really good fight for the Dire starting it off. Like, you killed DOS really quickly, but the issue arises there where TB's laying into this DK, but it just doesn't matter. Eventually he just gets chain stunned and dies. He just needs the BKB. Because they don't have a save on the Dire for him.
Yeah, you mentioned it before the last fight, and also before the fight before that, and also before the fight before that, how much this Terrorblade needs a Black King bar, and, well, he still doesn't have one yet, so I'm not sure if he's not communicating that to his team, or if his team doesn't care about his item timings, but he does not have one still.
Yeah, I think he had to go with these items in this order. I think this is a perfectly fine item build. I think they just didn't quite have the time to make it happen. They kept going for fights, and he just wasn't able to quite pick it up in time.
If you are a Five Dudes fan, luckily good news is arriving. It is a BKB on Terrorblade. He is very, very close. Means that just a handful more creeps to finish that very, very important item in this game. But at this point, it's not too late, but it's almost too late. It's a very rough game state at this point. CB, though, has Hex there on Breeziard looking for a big kill. Earthspike is there, Kata is there, Spear is there, Finger is there, Breeziard though still alive, and he remnants away. They needed that kill, and they did not get it. As that happens, Radiant, they're in the Roshan pit. Dire, they blew their load, they got no kill, and looks like Radiant instead will get the Aegis, they'll get the cheese, and they'll get the Aghanim Shard on top.
Looks like Dire wants to contest this, but it's a little bit too late, and they don't have a smoke either.
Well, it's round 2 of Aegis on Jug. Flip of Cheese probably on Breeziar. Yep, it's on Breeziar. Where'd the Shard go? Did DOS?
I'm assuming that's on DOS, yeah.
Does Skater buy his own Shard or no?
I would assume so. Shard on AA is very good and almost a requirement.
Alright then, so we're just going to assume it went to DOS in that case.
I'm going to assume. We can check after the game. But another big item pickup is Dragon Knight has now completed his Ags.
Alright, they are in. Laguna is used on the beast. DOS, though, is stunned, but has that Aegis. They're hexing, they're starting to kill it. Now in comes Karan. Stun is there on PMA. Chaotic Offering is now committed, but it's only on one. Aegis is back. Notorious is no longer with us. PMA has Sunder. He's looking up Breeziar. Breeziar, though, is still alive. He's stunned. In comes Spear, but it misses. Good distract there by Breeziar. Mars Arena is there. Fun is inside, but Fun has that Aeon Disc. He is still alive. He's down the run. In comes Karan, though, looking for CB. CB is in severe danger. Goes down, but so does Fun. Now Breeziar is low. Remnants away to safety, it appears, but now Karan is being hit by PMA. Meta is there, but Karan is a very tanky Dragon Knights. And the question is, do Radiant reinitiate? It looks like they might be good.
Yeah, all the ulties down on Dire here, and he'll back to full with this Jug. Don't see why not. You wouldn't go back up.
They're waiting on a wave right now, but there is no wave still. Their wave is bottom. But Karan doesn't care. He's going anyways.
Yeah. I think the I'm surprised Jug isn't going up.
Good spear there onto Karan. Karan goes down. In comes Kata. They're looking for anything. They find nothing, but nothing's needed as Karan is already dead. And now Radiant. They are finally retreating. At long last, the Five Dudes have done it. They've done something.
I think DOS was a little scared to go high ground there. Every single time he's gone high ground, he's just been blink hex and killed on his Aegis life. But I feel like with that Lion dead, he should have been fine to stand up there. Like, the only thing you really have to worry about is this spear. But if you just hover your finger over Q, I'm sure you can... As a carry player, you should be able to press Blade Fury before a spear comes at you. If that's the only thing you have to worry about.
DOS is like 34 though, so maybe the reaction times isn't there at this point.
Alright, yeah, you and DOS are old.
I think DOS is older than me, sir.
What are you, like 24?
Yes.
Yeah, you're old. Whopping 3 years older than you. Two or 3 actually.
Absolute young bastard.
I'm still a 90s kid. We got it.
No comment. Dire, though.
Remember Stretch Armstrong back in the day?
Do you remember the Great Depression? It was very great and very depressing. Dire, though, they're still in a, how'd I put it, dire situation. Ha! It's a bit of a disaster, though. They are still down by 16k, and they are holding on by a thread to the remaining high ground. This set of barracks top is really all you have to defend at this point.
All I'm gonna say, Badgers, maybe Flupper was right.
Okay, is something happening? Did I miss something? Laughing is too hard. Okay, I did not miss anything. We're good. Middle lane, though, they're looking for Karan. Spear is there. In comes Kata. They want to kill DK. Stuns are there. Can they kill him? Finger is used, and Karan will go down. The 5 dudes get a very important pick off there onto Karan's Dragon Knights. He is dead. No buyback for more than a minute. And they will at least go for something. Perhaps a tier 1 tower middle. Perhaps a kill on Skater. And perhaps a kill on Skater indeed. Yules is there. Spear is there. They are hitting. AA certainly will go down, but as happens now, never mind, Breeziar will remnant away to the upwards direction, escaping the Dire. But Dire can now claim a tower. Their 3rd tower of the match. This tier 1, it's very, very injured, and certainly will go down this time, unless it's denied. But it's dead regardless. Now, middle lane, they find a Yules onto Fun as well. Spear is there. PMA is hitting. The Deandis is popped. There's buyback from Skater. Now in comes Doss, looking to fight, but Doss might not want to be here anymore. In comes Omni. It's there on PMA and CB. Everybody is low. Sunder is there. CB is dead. PMA is dead. Artorius is dead. It is a disaster. The Beast TPs, but it's cancelled by the Yules of Skater, and he will go down as well. And well, for the 5 dudes, they may have found the end of the road. It's a 4-4-0 fight. And they only have 2 buybacks.
That's rough. That's all I have to say about that one.
They did what they could, but it's just too much damage.
Yeah, you think you have the advantage, the next thing you know, there's 2,500 net worth Jug just Omni slashes and kills 3 of your heroes.
Yeah. The are seeing a chains there onto Peripheral. There's not much follow-up quite yet other than Breeziar himself. BKB is used by the Invoker. Margarine is there as well, but in comes Karan. Stun is there on the Beast. The Beast will go down. Now there's an Earth Spike there onto Breeziar. Kinetic Offering is used. Meteor is used, but Ember appears to be fine. CB, though, is not fine. Neither is Notorious and Peripheral. CB goes down. Notorious goes down. Peripheral goes down. CB bought back, but he's a lone lion defending his base. And, well, the GG, unsurprisingly, is called. And for the Apesimps, they win game number 1.
I'm telling you, I'm Kyle. I said the Dire draft was better. Guess who won?
The
On
Radiance.
screen right now.
Check your screen. Very useful. Check your screen right now. For 5 dudes, though, where did... I mean, you thought the draft was better. Where did this game go so wrong for them?
I think the Radiant was playing very active, as they kind of had to. They knew there was this TB there. But the TB never really got a chance to, like, fully come online. And by the time he did, the enemy team was already just so far ahead. Like, the Dire tried to respond to the aggression with aggression before everything was up. Like, there's 1 or 2 times they fought without Metamorphosis. They tried to take huge team fights, but they didn't have any earn charges on the Invoker. I think they just need to go for more pickoffs than these big team fights. I think, unfortunately for them, they did try to go for one of those, but they ran into the entire Radiant team, who was also smoked. So it didn't quite work out for them. As the saying goes in hockey, the puck didn't bounce their way a few times. There was a couple team fights where it looked like some of them would get out, or the fight was going their way, and they just got caught by the Ember, or they would just die to like an ice blast or something. So just a few bounces didn't go their way, and I think that kind of cost them the game in the end. I think the other big key thing was they took that really good Roche fight, but then I think TV was the only one in the pit. So he was trying to tank it and do damage, and he wasn't able to finish it in time. So then the Radiant were able to come back and finish off Roche.
You get the answer for the Aghanim shard, by the way. Apparently, it actually went to DOS. Because I'm not seeing a Aghanim shard purchased in his build, so yeah, I guess he had to have received it from the Roshan.
Skater bought it at 29 minutes.
Yeah, I saw it there, and I'm like, yeah, I guess DOS had to have bought it then in that case.
Like my channel better.
Oh wait, join mine though.
Here, I'll make our channel better.
Get the fuck out! I am not accepting this. They're going back to. There we go. That's better. On the flip side, though, for Apesimps, what went so right for them that game?
Their DK still, despite a couple of early fight losses, picked up his Blink Dagger at 15 minutes. That was followed very closely to a 16-minute Maelstrom on Ember. So they definitely didn't lack the damage and the initiation. They're able to play around with this this AA Ice Blast. The Lina Laguna Blade is a crap load of damage that you don't need any items for. You just need level 6, obviously. So as soon as they hit that 15-16 minute mark, they could just run around the map and kill anyone. There was nobody on the map that could survive a Blink Dragonite stun into an AA Blast or a Lina Laguna Blade or even just an Ember Spirit follow-up. Nobody was like quite tanky enough, and the Dire didn't have any saves. Obviously, no BKBs at 16 minutes. That would be a little bit ridiculous. They didn't have a 4-staff by then either. I think their first 4-staff pickup was 33 minutes. Then obviously Warlock is just his save is he out heals the damage, but he can't out heal the damage when it's an AA blast.
That would certainly not work.
I think I did like the Dire draft. I guess I just didn't see how active the Radiant draft was able to play.
If you were to give one last thing before we go on to the next game, if you had to give an MVP for game 1, what would your choice be there?
To give it to Karan. I think he got that fast blink dagger. Not Karan. Breeziar. DK did play very well, but I think Breezy just made so much space on the Ember Spirit. The amount of spells he dodged was insane. Like, I think he dodged Finger twice. I guess one of them, the Invoker dodged Finger for him, but he did still dodge it. So he dodged, I think, Finger twice, made a bunch of space around the map, and played with his Dragonite really well.
Alright then, we are now going in to game number 2 of the 5 average dudes versus Apesimps. Apesimps won game 1, but did not tag the win properly, so I'm just going to have to go and head on into my OBS, pull up the last 2 teams that didn't do it properly. Oh, one of them's head on in the league, what a surprise. Go put on,
Hey, Badger. Hey, Badger.
Yeah?
Badger.
Yeah?
Montreal Canadiens are up 2-0 after the first.
Oh, dude. That surprises me.
I mean, they were up 1-0 in the first game at the end of the first 2, but then they lost 4-1.
Speaking of Dota 2, we have some bands: Dragonite, Puck, Sand King, Doombringer, all bands. The Apesimps, well, they take a page out of last game's book, and they, this time, instead of second picking the Ancient Apparition, they first pick the Ancient Apparition. They do not want to give that Ice Cube-based hero to the side of 5 dudes, and 5 dudes say, you know what? We liked our draft, let's run it back, we picked the Mars. Do they pick the Lion again? Do we get the exact same lineup again? That's the question. Guess there's no DK, so maybe not, but...
Patrick, what should AA pickers do?
That includes both of us right now, right? What should both of us do? Oh, we're gonna have so much fun with that tomorrow. Winter Wyvern knows to pick this type of fight.
That game tomorrow, aren't we?
We are casting that game tomorrow. People in the Twitch chat are probably wondering what are we giggling so childishly about, but it's private information. I am though going to grab some more water. I'll be right back. Please don't get me banned from Twitch. See you soon.
Debatable. I might. Alright, so I pick up the Winter Wyvern. It's the second time 5 Average Dudes has picked a healing save hero into AA. I think that's all I need to say about that one. I'm surprised they kind of blindly pick a Winter Wyvern after all they see is AA. Yeah, now there's a Spectre pickup. This is not a fun Wyvern game. If I'm playing this Wyvern game, I'm shouting at my captain on why did you just pick me Wyvern. So I'm not gonna have, the Wyvern player's not gonna have fun. I refuse to believe the Wyvern player's gonna have fun. Unless the Wyvern player has fun dying. Can't see it. So Apesimps ban out the Viper and Ursa. Probably see another Spectre counter banned next. Whereas 5 Average Dudes ban out 2 4 hero, well 4 mid flexes in Tiny and Lena. They actually ban out Grimstroke. Surprised. I guess that's a respect ban on Notorious. But typically you don't want to play Wyvern with Grimstroke because there's a very good chance you'll double Wyvern ult somebody, and that works exactly how you think it would work, and the fact that they cannot hit each other.
Oh boy, it's a Spectre.
This is good if both of them have used BKB. But so far, there's no BKB buyers on Apesimps.
I'm sure Spectre can buy one if she really wants to. It's definitely not ideal in her build, but it's doable.
I was going on about how if I'm this Wyvern player, Badger, I would be screaming at my captain right now.
Yeah, if you pick the hero straight into an AA, it's rough time incoming.
You picked it into an AA, and then you get countered with Spectre. You just mentally checked out already.
Wait, isn't that Artorius' hero?
No, I think that's a CB hero.
Oh god, it feels bad for CB though, because Artorius picked himself into that one hole, and he's gonna have to.
That one's Artorius hero.
Oh no, they're giving him the. Oh god, CB is gonna be so sad.
I'm surprised though. I mentioned it earlier in the draft when you were gone. Apesimps. I hate saying that name. Screw you, Dusk. They picked Warlock into AA, and now they've picked Wyvern into AA. And I don't know if they don't care the AA, or if they're not acknowledging the fact that AA stops healing. And you picked 2 heroes whose whole kit is, I'm gonna heal my teammate.
Yeah, I mean, they have struggled with that one so far. I mean, Bulljack's saying the exact same thing, where it's like, hey, this hero does nothing in this game, and considering that both of you also play Wyvern in this league, I'm sure both of you understand the pain sometimes of playing these games.
Yeah, I played it a lot last year, and it's not fun playing it. Well, last season, no, 2 seasons ago. And more 3 seasons ago than 2 seasons ago. I guess 2 and 3 seasons ago. But I don't play it as much on the taco, so.
Alright, so we have another heal-based hero. This time, though, it's on AA's team, so it will be able to actually do its job. Assuming that will be the fun hero, played 4. That creates a pretty interesting situation in the lanes. Hey, what carry do we pick that lanes well into a Dazzle? and an offlane pick we haven't seen yet.
They could also just pick their mid laner right now too. I guess I see the enemy carry though, so they might want to pick their carry matchup and save their last pick for mid.
Yeah, no matter what they do, it's not ideal. Or either you pick the mid and then they counter pick your mid, or you pick the carry and they counter pick with an offlaner. And that's part of the reason why this first pick is so strong, is you have so many opportunities to counter pick in the draft. This is certainly one of them where now 5 dudes are in the sort of catch-22 where either their carry or their mid laner, both of which will be obviously integral to a win condition. One of them's going to be counted out pretty heavily here.
They're not going to counter either of them.
Sell me on.
No cares.
Sell me.
See, there's a Storm Spirit. They're going to pick something like... They're going to pick like... I don't know who Storm Spirit counters mid. Let's be real, I'm not a mid player. I don't know what's bad in that matchup.
I mean, like, you just pick heroes that can harass Storm
Zeus.
before he has 6, really.
They're gonna pick Zeus.
That wouldn't be my choice, because once he has 6 on Storm, then he is. It's like Sniper's similar, right? Where Sniper actually owns Storm before Storm is 6. Then from that exact point where Storm is 6, he wins the game forward. You know, it's not fun.
We now see Bulljacks freaking out because they picked a second heal hero into AA. Well, you see, here's the thought process, Bulljacks. You Wyvern heal someone, and he gets about half of the heal off before the AA blast hits, and then Undying comes in and is like, haha, you AA blasted that target, I'm gonna heal this target.
I think you're missing a step in there where you imply half the heal, right? But the part you're leaving out, I know you're leaving out on purpose, is like you're just making the hero stationary to be hit by AA blast. This is too good.
Just has big brain. Just level stats, don't level your healing ability.
Oh dear God, we're having too much fun tonight. Speaking of fun, though, not fun the player, but fun the activity. There's an Ember Spirit being picked up by the Apesimps. They see a mid lane Storm Spirit, say, you know what, we'll pick Ember. Here's a hero who matches up, pretty decently into Ember. Obviously, it's a pretty two-sided matchup, but in general, it's more one-sided towards Ember as of recently. You have the chains built in your kit, which ruin Storm's game, force them into either an early BKB or an early Yules, or if you're Abed, an early Aeon Disc. As well as you force the Storm to potentially go into an item like Orchid first, which means he is delaying any other items like, say, Yules or Kaya or whatever the hell else you buy on Storm as of these current days.
Don't get chains, lol.
Just dodge the ability, yes. Very useful.
Just never go into melee or sleight of fist range. Perfect, great, fantastic idea.
Just shaking my head slowly right now. Like, this is... There's no wonder why so many Dota players hate you, actually. This is the analysis you give, and yet you're still better than them somehow.
What do you mean? I have the perfect vision of Dota. Counter picks don't matter, just play better than the enemy, lol.
Oh god.
You know how many times while climbing MMR I just picked Bane into Silence or Oracle on the same team? And it just didn't matter.
Yeah, I believe you would do that.
Bane was a broken hero and nobody thought about that. And then Bane's just been changed so many times for no reason, and it's no longer broken.
We are running that reserve time, though, for the Apesimps. They need an offline hero. What's their choice? It is the Legion Commander, which is a bit interesting, but, it makes some sense into the Storm Spirit, makes some sense into, this Mars initiation, where, hey, you can break it up there with that press the attack. Even apply that magic immunity there with the Legion Commander Sharp, which I'm presuming she will buy at some point in this game. Don't know where, don't know when, but...
Now I'm very confused. Because even though if you duel a target and AA blast them, Wyvern can't heal them, but they can still stop them from taking any physical damage. I remember Snow stood in for a single game of Lads against my team when I was on Eternal Kings, and we had picked Winter Wyvern, and his team picked him Legion Commander, and he was screaming into the microphone, apparently, and he like started sending me Steam messages after the game. Like, I hate my team, I hate my team, I hate my team.
And that's how they became teammates?
Yeah, so every single time you just go with someone, you just press Wyvern heal, and it's like, wow, they didn't die. That's crazy.
Well, we get another
So they
run
go
back
back.
hero. Back to the back TB for PMA. If you're a fan of acronyms, we got plenty of them.
But hear me out.
Oh.
He doesn't need to buy BKB this game.
Does he not need to buy BKB in this game? It's not as important, but I think he still needs it eventually.
It's like Ember Spirit damage, I guess overwhelming odds. I guess maybe a Diffusal Blade. Did I say Cold Feet yet?
No.
And what, Poison Touch? And most of those things can just be purged off.
I guess you are right.
I guess it's not as important as it was last game. Last game they had like 5 stuns. This game they don't really have any stuns.
Yeah, they actually really lack stuns on Dire this game. You would do picking these 2 drafts. Who are you picking this time? Apesimps or 5 dudes?
See, this one's hard because like there's good answers to heroes on both sides. Like Winter Wyvern answers Legion Commander, but AA answers Wyvern. Undying answers Spectre, but Dazzle answers Undying. Storm kind of answers Dazzle, but Ember kind of answers Storm. Same with Legion Commander answering Storm, but then you have like Mars answering 4 heroes, but then Legion Commander answers Mars. Then you have like Terrorblade kind of is the one carry that can still regain health despite there being an AA in the game. But on the flip side, you have a Dazzle who can just buy Shard and delete all of Terrorblade's illusions. So I'm just confused.
So you're going,
I don't want to
about 50-50?
I don't want to give anyone. Yeah, I'm not going to say who's a better draft because that person is just going to lose. So I'm just gonna let the game play out.
Alright, so man is superstitious and scared of a team losing because he'll say they win. Top tier analysis right there. Good old superstition.
Yeah, if I'm like, oh, Radiant has the better draft, then Dire's gonna win. If Dire has the better draft, then Radiant's gonna win. So
look at the all chat.
Yeah.
This is too good. We are though in a pause. Oh, we're no longer in a pause. We've returned to Defense of the Ancients 2. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of the 5 dudes, the 5 average dudes in the Radiance, taking on Apesimps on the Dire. Apesimps won game number 1 in somewhat decisive fashion. They certainly executed very well in the mid-game before 5 dudes had their strat online. I am Badger. I am joined by the one and only Artorius. And hopefully we get some more good Dota 2 on the horizon.
Emergency P was the reason for the pause.
Well done to me. It's better than the alternative, I suppose, because the alternative is either pissing your pants or kidney failure, so I guess a pause is, of the 3 options, the easiest.
Well, that got dark quickly.
What do you mean?
Well, you can pee your pants or your kidneys could fail.
Those are two viable alternatives to going to the bathroom. I'm not going to say I'm not going to pretend they're good options, but they're... I'm sorry, I'm laughing too hard again, but it's realistic. It's not dark, it's just accurate. Dire have 2 heroes playing bottom lane, just chilling right now. Karan and Fun are there, but 5 dudes actually are playing 4 in their own jungle. They're invading, perhaps. They are invading. They now see Karan Decay is used, Arctic Burn is used, Overwhelming Odds will allow Karan to run away, and now Radiant will want more runes. They're running at Breezy R, they see fun, Poison Touch is there, but Radiant will claim 3 whole runes.
I'm surprised they went for the Overwhelming Odds on Legion Commander. I guess that is the counter to Terror Blade. However, oh no, he's not laning versus Wyvern. Never mind. I was going to say, he can purge Arctic Burn from himself with his W, but if the Wyvern's not in your lane, then I am just an idiot.
We already did that one, don't worry. It's gonna be okay in the variants. Check my OBS, make sure it's correct here. Is it correct? Oh, it's slightly off. That's better. Now we're seeing a little bit of brawling in both these side lanes, but everybody appears to be a-okay for the time being. Middle lane, Peripheral off to a decent start, but so is Breezy R. I'm sure it'll even out the more the game goes on. There's an Arctic Burn top lane, but DOS will just simply walk away. Where should we be looking right now? Where should we expect the action to be this game?
I'm assuming it's probably going to be mid. There might be a bit of plays top or bottom, but I don't think as much as mid.
That means we're in for a lot of farming then, because mids probably won't do much until around minute 6 or so we're in for some hitting of creeps. Our favorite. PMA has used the meta bottom lane, but that'll be done quite soon. Seeing PMA, not PMA, sorry, DOS, run away now from CB in the top lane. Arctic Burn was committed. And now Dagger's there on CB. CB actually taking a good bit of damage on that Winter Wyvern. Cold Feet is there, but CB should barely survive. Spear is there. Stun Touch can be used, but it's a bit short on damage. CB can and will salve, walking away, but Skater actually cancels the salve, so good play there by Skater. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Fun goes in, looks at PMA and Artorius, both are somewhat low HP. Reflection is once again used by PMA, but he is low on HP, needs a salve, and Artorius, well, buddy, your salve is lost. PMA has claimed it.
Yep. Really good play top lane from Skater, though. He doesn't have, like, he has the same movement speed as Wyvern, but he was able to catch him because he cut through the tree with a Tango. So, while not gaining any health from the Tango, as he is already full health, he does still win a health trade.
Now, a lot of people were really doubting the Skater 5, but it's been pretty good so far.
I mean, I've only ever seen him play one hero.
And then that one hero he's pretty good at.
It's AA. AA pickers die.
Well, he's playing a good AA, you know, it's certainly one of the top of the meta supports right now, but he is navigating his hero well. He's pressing his buttons correctly. He played Abaddon too, I think. That's a very high skill hero right there.
Yeah. Totally will not disagree with you on that one.
We're once again seeing some more brawling going on bottom, but neither team should die. Both teams take a little bit of damage, but in the very end, nothing actually ends up happening. Artorius gets a little bit of strength from that decay on too, but nobody dies. Meanwhile, Arctic Burn actually is there on Skater top lane. The Beast, though, is not in range of that spear, and actually is, thanks to that dagger, slowed significantly, so there will be no kill top lane. Let's see here. What is Fun up to? He's scouting the water runes, so perhaps, Dire of what? Damn it! I missed the kill bottom.
Yeah, Reflection with, then popping into meta. And then, Notorious had 20 strength stolen. And
speaking of dying, Peripheral is in danger. Chains are there. Cold Feet is there. He is stunned and will end up dying down to actually Fun with the damage over time for Poison Touch. I think I've only missed like 2 kills this series so far. Maybe 3 kills this series so far, but the problem is one was the first blood, so I'm now sad on the inside.
Don't worry, I saw it.
For some reason, I was like zoned in. I'm like, yes, the Dazzle. He's going to the water rune. The water rune, damn it. Ultimately, not that important. Actually kind of was important because it predicated him rotating for a storm kill, but I'm just kind of covering for myself at this point. Peripheral, though, is now 5 on Storm. Despite his death, he is slightly ahead of Breezy R in levels, though Breezy will very soon even that gap.
Level 5 on Storm?
Hey, 6 on Storm.
Sorry, I'm just making fun of your mistake because I have nothing else better to do right now.
That's fair. Speaking of mistakes, Spear is their top lane on DOS. DOS is in danger. He will go down there in the top lane, too. CB and Beast of US East throwing out all their spells. Rebuke was used, Spear was used, Arctic Burn was used. Actually, Splinter Blast appeared not to have been used, but DOS certainly is no... Okay, it was already off cooldown again. Regardless, DOS very certainly dead.
See, if Skater was a good pause 5, he would have already had a 4-staff at minute 6 and saved DOS.
Very realistic, thank you.
It's my job to flame Skater. We team together.
Now Artorius, bottom lane, has Tombstone, was gone on by Karan and Fun, but now Fun is running, Karan is running, they're running at Fun. Meanwhile, top lane, they're running at Skater. Skater goes down, back to the bottom lane, never mind, Fun is fine, back to top lane, Arctic Burn is used, they're looking for DOS, but DOS is fine. Back to the bottom lane, they're running Artorius once again, Karan is under tower, but Notorious has DK. Pressing deck is used, Notorious should go down eventually, and will go down to Fun there. Poison Touch secured that kill, so...
Instead of trying to run away and potentially live, turns around, denies the range creep. That is a space-making support right there.
So the range creeps are very important, sir.
Well, as a not-so-wise man once said, Dota 2 is a game of range creeps. But the same man also said Dota 2 is a game of inches.
I wonder who possibly could have said that. I wonder what man possibly would have said that phrase.
Oh, so one thing I found about this recently is infused raindrops does not stop the damage from chilling touch, even if it's level 4.
Oh, I'll be.
Because it's instances over 75 damage, right? But level 2 is 90 magic damage, and it does not pop it.
That's why I'm shocked. It should do that, wouldn't it? Maybe, I don't know why it wouldn't be. It just doesn't, apparently. It says heavy magic damage, but now we're seeing Splinter Blast there on DOS. Arctic Burn is used with DOS. Should be fine. CB will try nonetheless, but he lacks the damage to finish that kill. Meanwhile, Skater died top lane. Beast of USC went in there with the Mars Arena. Spear was used. Rebuke was used. And now Skater is no longer alive. I knew someone was dying, I just didn't know where to look for a second. I was like, by the time I realized it, wait a minute. Skater's dead. Put the missed kill counter up to 4 now.
Man, Arctic Burn is the biggest debate ever. It's like, damn, look at that low health hero. Let me use Arctic Burn on him and strip him of his health. Then you realize it only strips them of health, of their current health, not their max health.
Bottom lane now, Karan has suppressed the attack, is now running away from PMA. They rotated in CB there on that Wyvern, but a little bit too late to get the kill there on the Legion or onto the Dazzle. This stack over here is not cooperating with Dota right now. It's a bit glitching out. Oh, never mind, the creeps is good. Oh, never mind, no it's not. Bottom lane though, something actually is happening. DK, Arctic Burn are there, they're looking for Karan. Karan has early odds there on 3. Tombstone is used, but Legion Commander should be fine. Poison Touch was used on 2. They're being slowed, and now in the jungle, we're seeing TPs away towards the bottom lane. They're looking to kill PMA, perhaps. Breezy R is there, has changed, but only on Notorious. DK is used, I believe on 3, actually. PMA is low. Cold Embrace is there, but now Duel might just get used. Grave is there on Fun. Fun is low, but Fun is fine. Now in comes Peripheral, but he's low on mana. Fun is there. Sorry, Fun is no longer there. He's dead. Now Spear is there on Breezy R, but he's purged by Karan. Breezy R cannot escape in time. He goes down there. It is a 2-for-1 trade. Overall, it's the Terrorblade for the Ember and the Dazzle. Once again, big winner, DOS, who was not there the entire time.
Yeah, unfortunately for Terrorblade, he did not save a skill point or levels under, so was unable to save himself.
I'm actually a little surprised he skills Reflection but does not skill Sunder. You notice, you see a lot of players who skill Reflection, skill Sunder, and the ones who skill neither skill neither. He went for only reflection but no sunder.
Well, maybe he's just built different.
Apparently he is built different. He falls into neither of the TP archetypes.
Yeah. Also, unfortunately for the Dire, the AA did not have Ice Blast. Otherwise, that could have been a very different fight.
He is quite close to 6 now on Skater, but we'll need that tome, I'm assuming. This is going to Fun? I have no idea where the tome is, actually. It's going to Fun, actually, so Skater out the other 6 elsewhere. Perhaps from these jungle stacks that DOS is clearing right now. We are seeing a realignment in the lanes, though. Karan and PMA have headed to the top lane. Meanwhile, we're seeing the Beast in the bottom lane, and just the Beast. Dire are not even occupying the bottom lane for the time being. Ooh, it's a smoke. It's on to Breezy R and Fun. Are smoking, perhaps headed top. There are 3 Radiant heroes occupying said vicinity. So it will be a 3-for-4 fight in favor of the Dire number-wise. Icebox is there now. In comes Swamp. They want to fight as 5. Dagger's there on PMA, and in comes Breezy R. Has the chains. In comes Icebox. Will hit onto 2. PMA has Thunder on Breezy R. Duel is there. In comes Winter's Curse. Ember is in danger. PMA is in danger. PMA goes down, but the duel was not won. Now Breezy R is trying to survive, but down goes Artorius. In comes the Beast. Has Arena on 3. Looks at Breezy R. Breezy R is still alive, but down goes Karan. He instead perhaps moves to DOS, but instead DOS moves to Peripheral. Storm goes down there, and now DOS is low HP, but he should be fine. Splinter Blast is there, only hits on Fun. Now Chains is there on the Beast. The Beast has a spear, but it will not matter. He will go down as well. It is a disaster for the 5 dudes. A 4-for-1 exchange, and they might even look to make it a full 5-man wipe. CB is under Chains. It's under Chilling Touch, has that Cold Embrace, but it is only delaying the inevitable, it appears. Down goes Wyvern. But Radiant, they're TPing and they want another dose of this team fight. PMA has meta, wants to fight, is looking for Fun. The TP there is there from Fun, though. Fun will barely TP away, and Radiant get nothing.
Yeah, it looked like a big turn with that curse, but unfortunately, nothing can taunt a Legion Commander during duel. So they only had 1 person hitting during that Winter's Curse, not 2. And PMA was still getting hit.
Ooh, Peripheral's going in mid lane, but Breezy R is not dead. They tried, but lack of mana was there in the story. And perhaps if there was more mana, might have been a kill, but just a little bit short on mana there for that one. Oh, he's going in anyway onto Skater. Skater's in danger, but the Grave is there. Good Grave from Fun. And they're even letting Skater survive. They recognize, hey, this kill is not happening. Fantastic Grave from Fun.
Despite the 5-for-1 trade top, Radiant still have the net worth advantage, and they're all 3 top net worths and both bottom 2 net worths.
If you look at this this Radiant team's like Genie index, it'd be a really rough coefficient there. But you know what? In terms of actual Dota terms, I'm sure it's fine. Your cores are actually doing quite well right now. Meanwhile, speaking of cores, they're going top lane onto Karan, but now Dire or TPing in the Grave will be there as well. If it's needed for Karan, it will be used. And now, Tombstone is dropped. Skater is trying to run, so is Karan. Karan, though, is alive for now. The Beast is looking for that kill. Has Spear up, has Rebuke, uses Spear, kills Karan. Fun is low. Fun will go down, as does Skater, actually. Never mind, Fun is still alive, but it's still 2-for-0 so far. And Fun will die to the Beast as well. It's 3 kills for the side of 5 dudes. You know what? They say, you know what? 5-for-1 trade earlier? It doesn't matter. We will trade 3-for-1 in our favor. Breezy R has arrived. Now in comes Storm. Is there a Vortex? Is there a Spear? Spear was missed. Is there follow-up? Breezy R is slowed. Cannot escape for now. Is trying to round it, but in comes Storm once again. Looking for Breezy R. Breezy R is low. Flame Guard is there. Chains are there. Onto Breezy R still alive. Now in comes Haunt. DOS is looking for kills. Mars is low. Mars goes down, but so does Ember. Mars, she's still alive. Had that stick. Now DOS is in danger. DOS goes down. In comes Karan. Duel is there. On Storm, but in comes Sunder. And down goes Karan, but he wins. Karan is still alive, but the duel is won now. In comes Skater looking to kill PMA, and the Sunder might have been a little bit missed there. And now PMA is trying to fight, looking to kill Karan, but he might just go down. Karan is way too strong. PMA goes down. What is going on in this Dota game?
I don't know, but the winner of this fight was actually the Winter Wyvern. Solo farming the bot lane. Let's go.
We've made that reference a lot. This guy has to like jug or Terrorblade or Spectre winning these fights by not being there. This time it's the Winter Wyvern.
Winter Wyvern's like, you know what? Screw you. I'm bottom of net worth. You picked me a hero that's hard countered. I don't care. I want items.
It's 4-player mentality right there.
It's a great mentality.
Bottom lane though, Arctic Burn is there, as is Storm. They're looking for DOS. DOS has no haunt, has very few items, and Vortex was already used, but DOS is already dead. Not a good kill there for the 5 dudes. DOS is struggling this game. Middle lane, the Beast looked for a kill there on Skater, but the spear was missed a bit off the marker. Now they might look for a counter kill on the Beast. In comes Duel, in comes Ice Blast, down goes the Beast. Tombstone is there, but Artorius might pay for it as well. Never mind, he's simply running away. The curse is there on Karan, but that's to quite literally zero effect. Overall though, for 5 dudes, probably a favorable trade. You pick up the Spectre, you lose the Mars. Even when the Mars is higher in net worth, the Spectre is very important to this Dire team.
Yeah, he's still trying to pick up his Echo Saber, which is his farming and fighting item.
Now Artorius is once again in danger. Tried to yank that regen rune, and well, instead he'll find a nice little spot in the grave. Went down there to the damage from Breezy R and Fun. Actually, not really sure what Artorius was thinking on that one, but certainly did not work out there for him.
He's a space creating support. His life means nothing. That rune means everything.
They still got it though. Now in comes Storm looking for Dazzle. Dazzle is in danger, but never mind, Gravel's not there in time. Peripheral gets away, and now Karan has arrived, but could not get a duel off on Storm under tower, so Radiance. They trade support, the Undying, and they eventually pick up the Dazzle in exchange.
Oh no. You know, I'm not going to point that out.
Point out what? Oh, Ice Blast is there in middle lane, as is Duel. Looking for PMA. PMA, though, is still alive for now. He's low. So is Legion. Karan goes down. PMA goes down. Beast of is under attack. So is Breezy R. Notorious will go down. Now in comes Haunt. DOS wants to get the Beast. The Beast is on the run, though. Blink is up in 1, and DOS will not find him with that dagger. But it's overall a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of the Apesimps.
And you see, despite all the magic damage...
Oh, it's still going. They find Breezy out the spear. It did not match. Apparently, it's not needed. There's a grave there from Fun. A fantastic grave once again. But in comes the curse. They really want to kill Breezy R. He tries the remnant. He's Sleight of Fist. King Remnant again. Flame Guard is there. Breezy R very low. He goes down to the rebuke. Now in comes Ice Blast. Hits onto 2. Beast is dead. So and CB goes down as well. Peripheral is low, but will escape. And that's another 2-for-2 exchange in the middle lane. Not quite sure who won that one, but I guess Spectre won that one.
This is a confusing game.
I don't think that one.
17 kills for both teams at 18 minutes. So rarely you see both teams have a kill minute.
And both teams are approaching that line right now. This is real. I'm not sure if both teams are accepting that, hey, we're just going to run our heads against the wall and hopefully the wall will crack before our heads do, but it's certainly both fun and difficult to cast.
My head big strong, it does not crack.
Smash the head into the brick wall. The bricks will drop before I do. Meanwhile, Blink Duel is there on Artorius. In comes S-Blast. In comes the Beast. Has a spear on Karan, but down goes Artorius. The Beast is in danger. Should die as well. It's a 2-for-0 trade. Now looking for Karan, but Karan is still half HP. He's slowed, but he's simply walking away. And the Dire. It's a 2-for-0 exchange.
But the real winner... No, I'm not good.
Who would the real winner be, sure? Is it Spectre and Terrorblade, who were not in a team fight farming creeps? Speaking of actual fighting, Storm goes in, but he gets rooted immediately. He will go down. Winter's Curse is there, but it's not there in time. Ember is low. Is trying to die PMA, but Breezy R should be fine. And Storm, we mentioned it in the draft. Ember makes Storm's life very difficult. Storm has no counterplay, only has Akaya and Sanj. No way to purge those searing chains.
He didn't listen to my advice. Just dodge it.
Eventually you have to go, yeah. You're messing up my words right now by saying shit like that. Ah, dear lord. Okay, this is like it seems like a somewhat sad game for Wyvern still, where these curses are being used, but they're just not getting kills, and the Cold Embraces are just not saving anybody. And it's so close, but it's just not good enough. Meanwhile, though, yeah, dual Ice Blast are there on PMA. PMA, very dead. Storm once again comes in, but he might be in danger once again. He will Poison Touch, or will get Poison Touch, but he will ball landing away in time. Karan might try to go for him, but Storm will survive, but still, for the Apesimps, picking up terribly, losing nothing, that's a fantastic win right there.
You know, sometimes I don't understand carry players. You see an AA just in your jungle, in your triangle, and you're like, I'm gonna go on this guy. You just get jumped by 4 people.
Sometimes you just hope that the 5 players like warden like an idiot. Because a lot of times in pubs, right, the 5 players are warden like an idiot like that. Problem is, this is not a pub. This is a lads game, and well, they will punish you. Now in comes Haunt. They're looking for 3. The Beast is daggered. That's the heal they're looking for. It appears. In comes Karan. Blink Pool is there on CB. CB will go down. Now the Beast has an arena. Uses it onto 2. Now Doss is half HP, but in comes Storm. Storm, though, is out of mana. Dire are still chasing. Ice Blast is there on Artorius. Artorius may have given his life to allow his course to retreat. And his course will retreat. But it is still a 2 for 0 in favor of the side of Apesimps. It's tiring, man. It's a tiring game to cast. It truly is. Looking over at items, though, nothing too shocking there. BKB is coming out on multiple heroes. Mars is buying one. It's like actually only Mars is buying one for now, surprising. You thought like a Legion might buy one, or perhaps one of the middle laners, but none of them are opting. That's the only Mars who's buying a BKB.
Well, Legion wants that Blink Blade Mail and Shard.
That makes sense. She has all 3 now. Has a nice little stack of gold. Starts building up her next item. The Beast, though, is scouting Karan. Has a spear and a God's Rebuke. Uses a spear there on Breezy R, but in comes S-Pass, hits onto the Beast. Duel is there. The Beast goes down, and now Peripheral's trying to fight, but he has to run. And he will escape. Artorius, though, not so lucky. Searing Chains are there on him, and now they Remnant in. They come in with the Chilling Touch. They come in with the dagger, and down goes Artorius. A Tombstone is the only thing now marking his grave, and, well, the curse is there on 2-3. Fun actually goes down, so CB gets a very important kill there onto Dazzle, but it's still a 2 for 1 in favor of the side of Apesimps. They only lose support, and they pick up a core and a support.
That's when you, like, your Legion Commander wins another duel, and you're like, wow, my Legion Commander has 110 dual victory damage. This is awesome. Then you get cursed, and you're like, fuck you, Legion Commander.
All your damage is killing me. No way. Actually, oh, they're going on to Doss now. Doss was caught out of position into that dire side jungle. He tried to dagger away, could not get away in time, and the 3 heroes there caught him easily farming. Looking at the Radiant Ambition, they had that nice little ward there, scouting out, farming out that camp from the fight earlier, and they easily brought him down there by his own farm. Alright, Fire, they're up by 3k. How happy are they with that lead right now?
What? I got pinged on Discord.
Okay, the Dire are currently up by 3k, they're up by 6 kills. Are they content with this lead currently, or are they still looking to extend that lead?
I think they're fine with it at the end of the day. They still have this middle tower. They have the Spectre late game. They probably just want to wait it out a little bit. Probably eventually take this these top 2 towers and maybe even the mid tier 2 tower, and then finally go in for Roche.
And looking over at the Radiant, they're down currently. What do they begin to do to start bringing this game back?
Their TB's picking up a BKB now. I'm assuming they want to fight with that. On top of that, they have the Solar Crest finished on Undying. And they have a Kaya and Sage on Storm Spirit. And he is almost done his Orchid. So I'm assuming with that Orchid and that BKB are their 2 big options to go fight. Mars now finished his BKB as well. Wyvern actually opting for a Blink Dagger against a Spectre. That would not be my first choice, because I would assume I'd be I'd be the one being jumped every fight. But I guess if you haven't been jumped by DOS and he is going to continue to not jump you, then it's a good item.
Looks like the blink might get cancelled by the illusion with the haunt, but you never know sometimes.
See, my item choice would be Dagon 1, and I would just trust that my reaction times are superior to that of the enemy carry player. Because, you know, as a support player, I use Manta and anti-dodge stuff all the time, so I must really have better reaction times.
Totally.
But the guy doesn't do that all the time, because, you know, like, why would a carry buy Manta when you can just simply buy Singe and... Yeah, sure.
Man, do not mention that SNY item in my presence. I don't want to hear about it. I'm so sick of that item, man. I'm seeing a Terrorblade by SNY, man. I'm tired of this patch, man.
Yeah, you're seeing a Terrorblade by SNY when there's Searing Chains, Cold Feet, and Poison Touch.
And the worst part is, the worst part, it might not even be the wrong decision. That's the worst part about it.
Yeah, just because the item's stupidly broken.
At least DOS there has a Manta. You know, he has a Manta, not an SNY. Makes me proud. Top lane though, the fights are resuming. In comes BKB from PMA. Meta is used looking for Karan, but Karan is running now. In comes Peripheral looking for the Dazzle. Dazzle will go down. Radiant though want more than a simple Dazzle. Beast finds two with the arena. BKB is there from him. Karan, BKBs, TPs. No, he simply TPs away, gets it away in time. Now DOS comes in with that hump, but DOS might be in danger. Never mind, PMA is the one in danger. Ice Blast is used, PMA goes down. And now Artorius is the one being gone. Arctic Burn is there, or sorry, Arctic Curse is there, only there onto the illusion. The Skater even forces himself in. Wants to find Artorius. Turning Touch is there. Spear though is there on Breezy R. Now Dagger is there onto the Beast. The Beast should go down there eventually. God's Rebuke was hit on 3, did not matter though. Now Breezy R Remnants in is now looking for a chains onto Notorious. Will find them and will kill the Undying. It overall is a 3-for-1 exchange. But now in comes Storm looking for a Legion. Legion is low. Storm has some mana but cannot find the Ember. Ember still had one more Remnant up, and that one saved his life there.
Yeah, it was looking like a good fight. They tried to chase for more. Their Storm didn't quite have enough mana to continue chasing. They get a big arena on 2, but the Spectre just haunts out of the arena.
That's the unfortunate part of the arena is there's multiple ways of getting out here. I mean, there's the Shard on Legion, can walk away, DOS can haunt over, and Ember obviously has the Remnant, so there's no great core to just simply lock down and keep him in the arena forever this game.
Yeah. And as we said earlier, Dire take both top towers and then take a row.
It's Karan simply walking up, grabbing the outpost. Radiant, they've got no counterplay. They have to run away. They will acquiesce their jungle to the side of Apesimps, who will now begin to take this 5k net worth lead and accelerate it into a larger one. What are Radiant up to? They have got 2 smokes on CB, but not smoking quite yet. Looking at Dire Vision, though, they might have some idea of what's going on. They see Courier's headed in this direction. They've got this ward right here, but I guess they'll instead simply walk top lane. Oh, never mind. It's a smoke on 3. They're jumping in onto Breezy R. Breezy R has no defensive items. Now in comes Spear, in comes the Rebuke. Down goes Breezy R. It's a very important kill for the side of 5 dudes to get on the #1 net worth hero, Ember Spirit.
Yeah, very huge Orchid reveal.
They probably knew it was coming. I think he had the Oblivion staff in his inventory, but they now reveal it, and it's a very important kill to get with it. Breezy R, looking at his quick buy, he has nothing defensive queued in there quite yet.
Ooh.
Is that a misblink?
Yeah, double clicked on the blink there.
Dire, though, they are sieging a lot. They got half the tier 3 of it now. In comes Storm looking for a Legion, but Legion is quite tanky, actually. Will press the attack herself and walk on away. Beast looked for something, but Arena was not up. And they actually smoke on 3, but this is possibly an ill-advised smoke. They probably will not find anybody with it. Unless DOS is caught in the jungle.
That is Aegis, though, with 2 saves behind them. And Wyvern smoke pops underneath the ward.
And now Notorious appears to be the one in danger. He is still smoked. He's actually grabbing the outpost. Do they know about this? He popped. Oh god, Notorious is in such danger. They're TPing in Dire team. Storm comes in looking for a skater, but Notorious will go down. There's also a duel onto CB. CB will go down. Now the Haunt is there. They'll Haunt in on Storm. Storm goes down as well. It's a 3-for-0 exchange in the favor of the side of Apesimps, and well, they will resume sieging the high ground bottom lane. The tower is already softened up, below half HP, and well, they will try to force out some buybacks, and they will find out soon that, hey, Storm Spirit has no buyback.
Yeah, Storm's actually going for a Lincoln Sphere instead of a BKB. Apparently he's scared of that duel.
Alright, Breeziar is actually crazy. He goes in there, chains PMA remnants away, forced out a second buyback. But the Storm has not used his, so Doss resumes hitting. Dire, they smoke. They're looking for counterplay, potentially, if Radiant go in onto Doss. Doss still has the Eves, of course. Notorious goes down, to dieback on him. Now in comes Breeziar looking for him more. Doss is pressly attacked. He hits the tower. Tower is dead. And Radiance, they're trying to defend, but it appears to be futile for now. They once again smoke, actually. They want the division advantage. Chains are there onto Income Ice Blast. Down go both. CB, UCs is still alive. He BKBs. He's trying to run, but he's still very low. And he will go down eventually to Skater's Ice Blast. And now, Remnant is there. He comes in on Breezy. Tries to go Peripheral. Peripheral went in as well. Peripheral went down. That's back from Mars. Karan is fighting. Breezy is fighting. Arena's there on 2, but they're surviving. Dagger's there on the Beast. The Beast will go down as well, so dieback on him. In PMA, he is the lone defender. All 4 remaining heroes that are dead have no buyback. It is an absolute and complete, utter disaster for the side of 5 dudes. In Apesimps, they will head for a second set of barracks in the top lane.
Yeah, Apesimps just run it down the lane there with Metamorphosis on cooldown, and Radiant just tried to fight to hold their base. Well, kind of got dove to hold their base, but yeah, TB not able to really help much in that fight. His BKB was on cooldown for the start of it. Then he tried to help when it was up, and then didn't have meta for the end of it.
Oh god, Blink Duel's there, Notorious. Sunder was using PMA to try to save his man, Notorious, but it did not matter. Notorious is dead, and actually even start hitting the tier 4s. One of them's down to half HP, but luckily, one saving grace for the side of 5 dudes. Backdoor is back. But still, if you're Apesimps, you have to be so happy. The Aegis, it's now expired, but this game is looking very won right now.
Yeah, and the duration of all that, Spectre went from being like 5th in net worth to, and 6th in net worth to being 4th. So he's getting farmed now, and it's looking scarier and scarier for the Radiant.
Storm tried to find something, but could not find anything in the middle. Luckily, managed to escape, though. Breeziar apparently doesn't care. He's going in onto CB. Remnants are there. Spears are Breeziar dodged it. Ice Blast comes in, will hit on CB. CB will go down. The curse was there on Fawn, and Fawn actually once again will go down to the curse. I believe the only hero who actually has died to curse. Now in comes the Beast. Arena's there on 3. Skater is in danger. The Duel is there onto Mars. Skater goes down. Mars though will be the trade for now. Peripheral has to run, so does PMA. Halberd is there onto PMA. He has Sunder still, but there are still 3 remaining Dire Corps alive. Breeziar has those chains. In comes Storm. Go onto Breeziar, but there's a huge press the attack from Karan. Sunder needs to be used, perhaps. Perhaps it doesn't actually. Karan goes down. So actually, Karan's still alive. The buyback from the Ember. Karan is still alive. They buy back the Storm, but it's an utter and complete disaster once again from 5 dudes. They buy back the TP. They're jumping. They're looking for Legion. They cannot find him. He will press the attack. He will be fine. And a game that was looking difficult, it's looking even harder now. There's chains there on PMA. In comes Doss. They're hitting. In comes Remnant. In comes Storm. Looking for Karan. Still cannot find Karan. Vortex is there. Karan is low, but he's still alive. They root up onto Peripheral. Peripheral goes into the Dagon from, what, Breeziar, and it's turning into a disaster rapidly. Karan comes in. Blink Duel there on CB. Azap and Breeziar destroyed Notorious. PMA's once again the lone defender in the base. It is crumbling. Doss? Wait, what? Doss dies at the towers, actually. Now we're seeing a spear there onto Breeziar. Breeziar, though, is still alive. He's remnanting. He's fighting. The Beast and PMA are looking for Karan, but Karan is fine. Remnant is there in the Beast. The Beast is still fine with the PMA. Is there a chain? It is there on PMA. He will BKB. Gets under. Use it for very little heal, but not Breeziar is low. Arena is there. It's used with a spear onto Karan. Karan is low. The Beast still BKBs. He's trying to fight Meanwhile, PMA is being chased into the fountain by Breeziar. Remnant is there into the Beast. The Beast is trying to fight. Ice Blast is used only with the PMA. And now Breeziar ran into the fountain. Kills the Beast. But now PMA might take out in the fountain. But yeah, he will take out in the fountain. And the GG is finally called.
I don't know how he died to the towers on DOS, but he was actually building a Radiance at the end of the game, which I guess it didn't really matter what item he built at the end of the game. That game was kind of over, but building Radiance into Reflection is probably not a good idea.
Was that the clowniest game you've casted all season?
I think so. It was an absolute brawl, and it just turned into like the weirdest thing ever. Like, Legion Commander even dies in the fountain. I know GG's already called, but just...
Fit a duel into Artorius. What do you have to say on this series? This was absolutely a bloodbath by every stretch of the word.
I don't know. Dire didn't draft... And, well, Fire Harvest Dudes didn't draft a single save game 1 for their Terrorblade. And it kind of showed when he didn't have BKB. And then game 2, they were like, aha, we will draft 2 saves for you. But, like, AA is still in the pool. And the 2 saves they draft are, like, 2 heroes that get countered by AA. So, in theory, they now have no saves for Terrorblade other than, I guess, Winter's Curse. But the one time they tried to use Winter's Curse to save TB, he was dueled. So, Legion Commander just kept hitting him regardless, and he died to AA Blast. So, I think either you need to ban out the AA if you're going to draft heroes like this, or just draft different heroes into AA. Like, AA's a very good hero right now. It's debatably completely broken. The ultimate does, like, more damage than Finger of Death on a 40-second cooldown. Probably either pick it or ban it, or draft around it. In the sense that don't draft heroes after the hero's pick, that it's going to counter.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to give an MVP for Game 2 and for the series, who would you give it to?
I think I'd give MVP for the series to Breeziar. I think both Ember performances were very good. However, I think Game 2, I would probably have to go MVP for Fun. I think his Shallow Graves were very good. Saved a lot of heroes and even turned a couple fights. I think there's an argument to be made for Legion Commander. There's a few good saves with that shard in there, but I think the Dazzle Graves were a little bit better than the W Graves from Legion.
Do you have any final analysis to give before I go into my usual outro stuff?
Final analysis would be A is a broken hero and A pickers die.
Okay, thank you. Very, very useful analysis. I'm sure that won't come. I'm sure that won't come up tomorrow. Actually, speaking of tomorrow, you can see us cast. Me and Artorius will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time to cast If Only You Are Older, taking on 5 dudes. Both these teams, it is a must-win series. If either team loses, they will be mathematically eliminated from playoffs, I'm pretty sure. So, for both these teams, it is a must-win series. If you enjoyed, though, thank you for watching. If you want me to cast your games, cast your tournaments, contact me on the Discord, Badger number 5713, and thanks to MathShin and thanks to Snow for subscribing tonight, and have a great night.